Hi, it's Melissa Detmer, Norwex Independent Sales Consultant, and you guys have joined us live for the May 2018 Spring Cleaning Mamas and Papas team meeting. So thank y'all for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment replay or say something, say hi to us in the comments so that we know who has watched even the replay. And if you're joining us live, if you could just mute yourself, I'm going to try to mute everybody. Like I was saying earlier, you can change your view. You can view just the speaker, or you can make it look the speaker view, or you can do where it looks like Brady Bunch. So that's totally up to you guys. Hey Megan, glad that you can join us. All right, so first of all, I want to start off with some just recognition, and I'm excited that we had one of the highest, or the last 2 months, March and April, have been some of the highest that we've ever had in sales. So that's super exciting to be able to celebrate with you guys. So if you had a best, like any kind of best, whether it was most recruits, whether it was best sales, whether it was most parties, whatever, it was like a personal best, I'd like for you to share, and you guys have to be brave, okay, because I don't want this to be just me talking the whole time. But if you had some kind of personal best in the month of April, or even this month already, in May, go ahead and you can just unmute yourself and tell us what that best was.
I had a best this month, or last month. I had my highest party. It came to almost $550.
That's awesome. Anything special that was different about that party that you think made it so high?
The hostess wanted the rewards.
That makes all the difference. I feel like host coaching and host motivation, and even host personality makes such a huge difference. I would say I could be doing 2 exact same parties at the exact same time, and I can get 2 completely different results. But it just really depends on, I really think it depends on the host. So I think host coaching is huge, especially if she doesn't know what she's doing, as far as like she doesn't know how to reach out to people. But if she's motivated, and one thing I like to do is I kind of dangle the carrot in front of her. So once I've done host coaching, we've gone through the party, and then I'll say, hey, you're at 457 right now, and your next goal is 550 or 700. And I tell her the next 2 goals, or I'll say, you're at 4 buying guests, and your next 2 goals are 5 or 8. So I kind of just tell her, and then I explain to her how the host rewards work. And so then I keep her in small increments. I did that one time. I remember this one lady, she wanted to hit the 350, and I just kind of kept dangling that carrot, and pretty soon it was a $1,600 party. So and she was just super motivated, and so it just was fun to do that. And so anyways, good job, Catherine. That's awesome. Any other personal bests?
I had a personal best. April was my second full month with the company, and I hit $2,000 in sales with a recruit, which is super exciting, with almost half of that coming from one party with a crazy motivated hostess. So that was really encouraging and exciting.
And did she join your team to host?
She did not, but she had one of her friends that she had been kind of prompting to join my team, ended up joining my team. So
yay, that's exciting. Thank you for sharing. Any other, and welcome, Melody. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you've joined us. That's exciting. Anybody else have a personal best? Hey, Haley. Hey, Shelly. I'm going to mute you, but I'm glad you're here. Anybody else have a personal best?
Okay.
Hey, it's Heather. Oh, I'm sorry, Camille.
No, it's okay. You go, Heather. You go.
I had a personal best in sales last month. I believe it was $2,200 in sales from one in-home party and one Facebook party for the whole month. And that was my personal best for the entire month.
Say that, I'm sorry, say it one more time. Was it the same hostess?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just having 2 parties, and I had over $2,000. I get $2,200 for the month of April.
Isn't that so amazing? You worked,
It is, definitely.
you worked smarter, not necessarily harder. And that's one of the things that I posted this week was I would rather have 4 $1,000 parties than 16 $250 parties. And I know that most of y'all would too. But if we're strategic in and learn the skills of having higher sales, I mean, 2 parties that's awesome to have over $2,000 in sales with 2 parties. So way to go, Heather. Woo! Anybody else have a personal best? And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be grandioso. It could just be your best. Camille, were you going to say something?
I've had a little string of home parties lately, and my home party, my highest so far, has been almost $1,500 in sales, one party, and then I got 3 bookings off of that party. So I was pretty excited about that for just like 3 hours worth of work, because I'm kind of coming off of those 10 to 15 Facebook parties a month. And I'm like, wow, one home party, $1,500. Okay, this is cool. So I'm Tiffany's shaking her head. I know. So I'm hoping that, now that my home party, I guess clientele has kind of opened up, my customers are wanting home parties, that maybe that will continue and hopefully bring me higher sales. And, home parties are fun. They really are. So
do you want to talk about the power of one while you're talking about that?
Yeah. So, that one party opened me up to all these different people. And actually these parties have been an hour away from me. They're all the way in Sarasota, which is pretty far for me. I'm still working on getting a solid recruit in that area, because I keep telling them I can't. I drove over there 3 times last month in April, and then already 2 times this month, and then in June I have those 3 scheduled. So I'm still working on getting a recruit in that area, because I'm like, your people love this stuff. Every party's been $1,000 or more. So it's great at helping me earn, trip incentives, consultant incentives, the sales. But I really feel like there's potential in that area to grow a team. So that, literally the reason I have all those parties is because I did a chicken demo for my husband's coworker's wife in my kitchen at my house. And it has gotten me, thinking about all those parties, like $5,000 in sales at least, just from that one little demo.
Power of one. Yeah, one demo. And I've told this story before, but I go to this networking event, and I go every week, and I went and did a one-on-one, we call it one-on-one or a coffee chat, with this gentleman who sells another product. And so we were getting to know each other, and pretty soon he had bought a basic package for his daughter. She ended up hosting a party, and pretty soon it led to a string of parties. And then pretty soon I met Haley Tully, and she came to a party and she didn't even show up she didn't even show up till the next day. But my point is, and now she sells, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and has a huge team and is a red jacket now. But if I had not had that one conversation with that one gentleman, I wouldn't have met probably a lot of you guys, actually. Anyways, so the power of one. So even if you get discouraged, because I know I'll just say this, May sometimes is a slower month, just because if you've heard me say this before, May is like the second December, as far as the craziness with graduations and weddings and end of year parties and recitals and band concerts and end of school and actually, we're done with school. We homeschool part-time and go to private school, and our private school part is done. And so we just finished all that craziness. And so and then now vacation starts. So, that's the same for your customers and the same for your hosts too. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to start thinking about other ways to grow your business. And like Camille said, doing those one-on-one demonstrations in your kitchen, or inviting someone over for a private demo, or just taking your cloths with you and at a mom's group and just showing them real fast, and I met one of my customers and future teammates at swimming lessons one summer, and we were just sitting there talking. It was just another mom, and we both had kids in swimming lessons. And so you know, summertime is a great time to get out, to meet new people, to try a new hobby, to do things with your kiddos, but at the same time, keeping a couple catalogs in your purse, you know, in your car, or, you know, keeping a few things with you. I don't remember who it was that said this the other day, but she had, I don't even remember who it was, but anyway, she had a couple cloths in her car and ended up selling it right there on the spot. And so being prepared is one way. We're going to talk about summer proofing your business, and that's one way, is just to get outside of your comfort zone and get outside your house. Go out and just, as you're doing life with your kiddos, if you have kiddos or if you have a family, absolutely, you know, take stuff with you and just talk about Norwex wherever you go. Go into it's called Norwex Now, and it's in the back office, and you can buy you know, Norwex t-shirts and a hat and a cup, and, you know, logoed items that you can take with you. And people say, what's Norwex? Or, you know, and so you can, you know, wear your Norwex shirt places. And so that's one way to, you know, to start conversations. And I always like to say, oh, have you ever heard of Norwex? And then start the conversation like that, because they either have never heard of it and they look at you crazy when you say you can just use water, or they say, oh yeah, I love Norwex, and they're like, what's new? And, you know, and so you start those conversations, and it's super fun. Okay, sorry, I went on a side note, but any other personal bests from April or this May? I mean, the first part of May? Anybody else? Haley?
I'll go. Mine's not really a personal best, just a hang in there. So I had a home party this past weekend that was 3 hours away. So we just loaded up the family and kind of made a mini vacation out of it. So I'm like, oh man, what if I book a whole bunch of parties 3 hours away? That was my main fear. So I go there, and I actually booked a party in my area, closer to me, to where I've been wanting to get into, but I don't know anybody and I didn't know a way to get there. So it was really weird. It's her mom. So she traveled down also, and then she came. So you just never know how things are going to work out. So you know, you never know what that one party is going to do for you. So I'm excited to get into this new area now. So
yeah, you just never know. And Camille said, everyone is an opportunity, because everybody needs to clean. Whether you're old or young or male or female, everybody needs to clean. And not everybody's aware, but everybody needs less chemicals, and everybody needs to save time. So, and everybody needs to save money. So there you go. There's something for everybody. And everyone needs Norwex. And Camille's saying, because you bless them by sharing the products and the mission with them. And if you don't tell them, someone else will, and someone else will get paid for it. So, you know, if you've signed up for the discount, you can still make money at this just by sharing what you love. If you've signed up for the business, you can absolutely make an income that will bless your family more, whether it's just a few $100s a month or whether it's thousands of dollars a month. It is possible. So great idea for swimming lessons. Yep, absolutely. There's so many things. I mean, even at the beach, I know Camille does this. Take a dusting mitt, take the sand off with the dusting mitt. Or I was thinking about the pet mitt. The pet mitt, because it's so big and gets the sand off. I'm gonna have to try it when I go to the beach. She lives by the beach. I don't, so she knows more. She knows better than that. Any other personal best before we go on? Be brave. Aubrey?
I did. In April, I had a $1,200 party. That was my biggest party so far.
Yay! That's awesome. Okay, so speaking of $1,200 party, and like many of you were talking about, we started the Spring Cleaning Mama's $1,000 party club. So welcome to the $1,000 party club. What I'm gonna do is, if you haven't seen that post, I've been talking about how to have $1,000 parties. So it's just building your skills. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep that up, because anytime in the future you have a $1,000 party, I want you to get on that thread, and we're going to cheer you on, because it's super exciting. I mean, it's like, it keeps your motivation going. It keeps your business going. It helps you earn several incentives. You enter into our K Club. So there's a lot of things that are great about having $1,000 parties. Okay, Aubrey, your turn. I can't hear you. Ah, you did unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Can anybody hear her? Or is it just me? No? Oh, okay. Can you type it in? Type it in because I want to know. Type it in. Okay. All right. Okay. So who has engaged already this month? Okay. Engaged means $250 in 1 month. So raise your hand if you've engaged, you've sold or bought, I guess, $250. Okay, awesome. So that is our team goal for everybody to hit Club 250. That's a Norwex goal that helps our team, that helps, it helps your upline, it helps you stay engaged, it keeps you with 6 months of your consultant status. And so that's our goal. And as you start bringing in people on your team, you want them to hit $250 their first month too. So even if they start on the last day of the month, you really want to help them hit that 250. And one of the best ways to do that is to help them and talk about the benefits of the Success Builder. I mean, not Success Builder, oh goodness, the builder kits. They used to call them upgrades, but now they're called starter builder kits, something like that. So, which we'll talk about another time. But 250 is the big goal, okay? But then I don't want you to stop at 250. I want that $1,000, $1,500 to be your goal, because at $1,500 you also earn a consultant. You also the consultant incentive from Norwex. You earn another free package. So as you're joining us and you're learning about all the different things, it's kind of like there's all these different incentives. There's all these flyers, but it's super exciting to like get a package in the mail and you're like, it's like Christmas. So it's really fun. All right. Now let's talk about who has added a teammate to our team, at least one, in May. Woohoo! Okay, anybody with 2? Woohoo! 3? Okay. You guys just join for free. Join for free is an exciting time to build your team. And I've talked about this in one of my Facebook Lives that I did on our page. But I believe that join for free is not necessary. I think one, it's for the people that are a little bit timid about that $2,000 in the first 90 days. But I also feel like it's for us, because I feel like we ask more people, we're braver, because that barrier to entry is lower, and we don't necessarily believe that everybody else can do it, even though most of us have hit that $2,000 in 90 days. But for some reason it's easier for us to ask when it's join for free month. So we have lots and lots of time left. I mean, well, we have 10 days left, and so there's still lots of time to add to your team. We are going to have an opportunity event. A lot of the leaders on this team, y'all are having opportunity events within your team. And then we're going to have one too. I don't have the date yet because I'm about to leave on vacation, but I'm going to do it while I'm on vacation. So we'll just do that. So be looking for that. Probably by tomorrow, I'll have that date for you. And then we're going to do a mega team party. So a mega team party just means we're going to do like a traditional like Facebook party, but you can invite you can invite 5 people that you want to add to the team. Now, we usually make that for the new consultants as they're getting started. So if you're used to having your own parties, talk to your team about getting them there. So we're going to have an opportunity event and a mega team party within the next 10 days, okay? Because we want those new consultants that are coming on just for the discount. We do want them to try to reach their Fresh Start goals, because they still qualify for all those things. Does anybody have any questions so far? I'm trying to go through the. Okay, so Christy said it's not a personal best, but it's a first. Her husband was telling a coworker about what I do and the money that I've been making. He said, sign me up. So he is planning on signing up this month with the free sign up. So that's exciting. We do have men on our team. That's why we changed it to, it used to be the Spring Cleaning Mamas, but now it's the Spring Cleaning Mamas and Papas, because we do have guys on our team too. And when I say mamas, we're not all moms, but we're all female, and papas are male. So it doesn't mean mom, but most of us are moms. So that's true, like the most of our team. Super exciting. That's fine. Your family can peek in. Christy. All right. Okay. So let's talk about some summer proofing your business. One of the first thing that I want to say is for you to have a plan. A lot of times people will say, oh, I want to take a break. And that's one of the things that you absolutely don't want to do. Because if you've ever, well, you've all started the business. If you've ever stopped or taken a break, you realize really quickly that you have to start over. So if you remember how maybe it was a little bit difficult to get started, I'll tell you on the second round, it's difficult to get started. So it's really important that you don't take a break. So some of the things that I recommend are, if you do have kiddos at home that are, school age and they're coming home and not going to school every day when summer comes, it's important to have a schedule for your kiddos. And this is just one example. You can look on Pinterest for all sorts of ideas, but this is something that we've been doing since my kiddos were really little. But we would do a schedule like make it Monday, take a trip Tuesday, water Wednesday, Thursday was thinking Thursday, so we'd go to the library. Friday was either fun day or friend day, and so we would do things like that every single week. They'd have something to look forward to. We'd have circle time, and so that's when they were real little. And then now as they're older, we've already gone to the library. Like I told you, we've already started summer, but we've already gone to the library, and we've already done a lot of fun things already. And so, but scheduling time to play and then scheduling in time to work is really important. If you block your schedule, and Haley, you may want to talk about this just a little bit about, it's called time blocking. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and talk, because I know you've been doing that recently and it's really helped your business and your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had been struggling really bad with time management just because I homeschool the kids, and then we have medical problems too, so it just kind of all adds up. But I would find myself trying to constantly work all day and still tend to the kids, and nobody was getting my full attention. So I went to just an academy thing with Norwex, and they talked about time blocking, and so I started doing it right away, and it's helped a lot. So each day you set hours, this time I'm going to do this time I'm going to do that. So I schedule time to play with the kids or read with them or whatever, and then time to do housework and whatnot, and then I have a work time. So during work time, since I gave my full attention to my kids during our scheduled time with them, then they know, it's time to go do something on their own for a while, and mom's working. So I'm able to get a lot more done while I'm working instead of them constantly distracting me and my brain's going a million different places. And I just have to refocus all the time. So now when I sit down to work, it's I can get more done in a smaller amount of time. And then, I don't know, kind of if your kids are old enough, you can kind of set yourself off limits, or if you have a spouse to help you, kind of set yourself off limits during work time unless it is an emergency, because that way you can get everything done that you need to, or as much as you can. And I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I think that's the majority of it. And then when you do get something done quicker than you think you're going to, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I have free time. Like, to where before is always I'm on my phone. Oh, that's another thing. I've turned all notifications off of my phone. So when I'm with my kids, I'm not checking my phone unless it's a text message or a phone call. Even if it's a text and I know it's a Norwex text, I won't open it up. I just don't open it until it's work time. So I'm not constantly having my phone ding at me that, somebody's commented on this or somebody sent me a message. I only check those while I'm sitting down to work. So that way my kids do have my attention and aren't wanting it when I'm trying to work. But I think that's the majority of it.
And I would say, thank you, Haley. I would also say if you don't have kids at home, but you do stay home or you work from home, it's really important to still have office hours because it's easy to work all day long instead of being intentional with intentional with your focused time. So whether you have kids home or not, or if you do have little ones and they're still taking naps, nap time is a great time to get in some work too. So the point is to schedule and to be intentional about your time. And so that is like the first thing that I suggest for summer proofing your business. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yeah, so Donna, you said exactly what I was saying. And it's important. A lot of times people will have office hours to contact their, to make phone calls and to send text messages and that kind of stuff. I know that her name is Belinda Ellsworth, and she, Norwex she's trained at some of our conferences before and some other events, and she does the power hour. And so she recommends dividing up an hour into 4 spots, and then those 15-minute increments. And so like 15 minutes of host coaching, 15 minutes of making sure that your calendar is full, like doing little mini booking blitzes, 15 minutes of, working with your team, and 15 minutes on your personal business. And I might have those wrong, but anyways, there are 4. So just look up Belinda Ellsworth Power Hour if you want to know more about that, because she's got amazing training on how to organize your time and just your time management. Let's see. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is making sure that, like I said, not taking a break, because come the fall, you won't have any business left and you'll have to start over. And it's kind of like in a moving car or train or whatever. If you have some momentum, you can go faster in the fall, because the fall is when we traditionally sell the most. But summer is a great time to have parties. It's a great time to have themed parties. So a lot of times people will have like barbecue parties. They'll have, microfiber and mimosas. They'll have wine and shine parties. They'll have, if y'all have any themed ideas, say them out loud, or unmute yourself. And there's, chocolate parties, and there's flip-flops. You're like flipping over Norwex or whatever, and have them come and decorate their flip-flops or whatever. So there's lots and lots of different, there's lists on the Go Green page on themed parties. We could even come up with our own. But a lot of people like to do parties in the summer that are a little bit different than, you could have like a spa. You could talk about just the skincare line, or the spa wrap and the hair turban and like I said, the skincare and things that are revolved around summertime. So those are a lot of fun to do, themed parties. Has anybody done a themed party before? Most of the time, the theme parties are obviously home parties, but you can absolutely change your online parties to be themed parties too. You can have a movie-themed party and do some fun things with, movies or whatever. So just trying to change it up a little bit and just make things fun. That's one of the keys to having $1,000 parties and just having higher sales, is making your parties memorable and a lot of fun. Another thing you want to do, kind of like we were talking about at the very beginning, about taking your Norwex with you. Anytime that you go like on a trip to see extended family, take some Norwex with you. So that you can show demos to in the kitchen of your friend or your mom or your cousin's sister or whatever. Wherever you're going, take it with you on your trips too. And that's a lot of fun too, when you take your Norwex with you, and then you take a picture of all the Norwex that you took and with you, and then share it in your VIP group and say, or say like, guess how many things I'm taking with me on my on my trip to, North Dakota or whatever. And then also, Christy's saying that they love the St. Patrick's Day theme. So that was a themed party. That was really fun. And then Christmas in July, another thing that's really fun is to do like a firecracker sale, or like something to do with freedom, or something to do with 4th of July. A lot of people do their, like, I call it a stash sale instead of a flash sale. And that reminds me, you guys, there's going to be I'm going to side note, there's going to be a, what's the holiday coming up? Memorial Day? Sorry. There's going to be a Memorial Day sale, and it's going to start tomorrow, the 22nd, and it's going to run through, the 28th or something? So, 28th? Okay, thank you, Haley.
29th at noon.
Say it again?
29th at noon.
Okay, 29th at noon. They just announced it to the leaders, and so that you're going to get an email tomorrow. So that will be another thing, and it's going to be, several things are going to be about like 15% off, I think is what they said. They didn't tell us what it was. So that's a flash sale. That was a little side note right there. But in June, I like to have a stash sale. And that's basically just my selling from my inventory. I like to have an open house. I like to, invite people in. You could even do, some people do where you have them bring their cloths to you and you wash them, or deep clean them for them. There's several things on the Go Green. If you just look up Wine and Shine, it doesn't have to be wine, but that's what a lot of people call it, is a Wine and Shine. So just search Wine and Shine on the Go Green page, and you'll find lots of tips. Usually it's from Nicole Caranda from Hawaii. She loves to do those, and so she has a lot of tips about that. So anyways, there's lots of ideas about different things that you can do, different sales that you could do in your VIP group. You don't have to do a sale, but they're fun to do every once in a while, and doing those themes. Also, there's lots of holidays coming up. So we just had Mother's Day, but there's also Father's Day. There's weddings. There's things like camping. A lot of people go camping this time of year, and Norwex is perfect for RVs and campers and tenting. What do you call it? Camping with tents? Tent camping. There you go. There is the Memorial Day, so you could do something fun with that. Red, white, and blue. You could do like Father's Day themes. So you could do anything that's outdoorsy. I mean, I know that's a generalization here, but any of like that, the oven and grill cleaner, the car wash mitt, any of the bath stuff. I don't know. There's lots of stuff that you can do for Father's Day. Let's see. What other ideas do y'all have for themes and for like holiday type things? Come on. Lindsay, I see you over there. Come on.
I'm hiding. I just did a live demo, so I'm hiding still. What else do I do?
Oh, and like the stain remover on like grass stained baseball pants or whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't think.
That's okay. Sorry, I totally put you on the spot. But are you doing? Will you tell us about your live demo? Are you doing that in the Facebook parties?
I just did. Yes, I did before I jumped on. Here's my setup. Oh, it's cuter. It's usually cuter.
How's that going?
It's going good. I've been doing them. I've actually been doing them. I find it goes way better doing it live than running the posts. A lot of my people just don't pay attention. So I've gotten a lot more from the live, so I just kind of go with it. So, and I guess I can show while we're here. Give me 2 seconds. I just set up the Safe Haven package on my little area, and I do my butter stuff in the mirror, and I got my ketchup, and my mop pads, and I do
Tell
my
us,
mop.
tell us how you use ketchup.
So I sprinkle ketchup on the floor, and I wet the mop pad, and I have it ready. And so when I sprinkle the ketchup on the floor, I just use the mop to mop it up so they can see the mop demo. So that's kind of my mop demo. So I demo the Safe Haven package and the mop. And usually the post or anybody says if they're interested in anything, I bring that if they ask. So I have that ready too. And then I hide in my toilet area and close the door, and I do the black light in there. So then
Around
the
toilet?
I do it on the toilet seat because it's easier to see when I close the door. And then I have my tub here, so I just kind of mimic the wiping, and then go straight to my tub. So yeah, I was in here and jumped into the. Oh, you like my floor ketchup? Yeah. Well, because it's hard on Facebook Live for people to actually see the mop demo. And so, yeah, I just put a little bit of ketchup, although I hate the smell of ketchup. Barbecue sauce works well too. But yeah, I kind of explain the mop. I put some on the floor, and then I just wipe it up, and so they can see how fast and easy it is. But yeah.
Woohoo! That's awesome. I actually have never heard anybody using ketchup, so I think that's awesome that you did that.
I do it all my in-homes.
Yeah, that's fun. That's so fun because it's so obvious when it's cleaned up. Yeah.
Right. And then they go and they like smell it and they wipe it and they want to see if it's still there, and it's not. So it's pretty cool.
I've done refried beans before. That sold a mop, and she joined my team. I'm not refried beans, rice that goes with refried beans, like Mexican rice. Yeah. And she like smashed it in the floor, and I just cleaned it right up. And so she was sold.
Yeah.
That's fun.
The live went well because we have a storm over here, and we're outside, and chasing the cat, and my hair got soaking wet. And so we had to figure this out and do the live. And then I was like, we're just going with it.
Just going with it. And that's what's so cool is that when you go live, you're so relatable because they're like, oh, I'm wearing my cap too, and they're like, that's her bathroom. Oh yeah, it's just a normal bathroom and she's real. And you totally are branding yourself by going live. And so I'm a big fan of going live. So I'm so proud of you, Lindsay.
Yay.
That's awesome. Awesome. Megan, can you tell us about about going live? Because you said, I love going live for parties and seems to get much more participation. Can you unmute yourself and tell us? Megan? And either Megan. You might not be able to mute yourself. Okay. And then Aubrey used bacon grease. Woohoo!
For going live, it's been good to, even just for single demos, I found that it's been good to get a little bit more interaction, and people can see, sort of like what Lindsay was saying, you all can just see what the products do in person, and they don't have to guess like, oh, is this video altered in any way in a video program or whatever. And they've also being able to ask questions and I can answer them directly has been helpful.
That's awesome. So sometimes people, if they're doing an online party, you'll do, like I've done Facebook Live split screen, and I've demoed this. We did that last month, and I showed y'all how I go split screen with the host. That doesn't always work. Sometimes I've found that the host doesn't have really good internet. I found that, or she keeps, disappearing, I guess, and not being able to stay on. And so you have to have like a backup plan. But going live, I feel like is, even if you show some other videos, if you go live at the end with your question and answer, and even maybe to doing your prize drawing, because they get to know you and they get to see your face and they know that you're a real person. So it doesn't have to be the entire presentation, but if you can do that, that's great. So I'm proud of y'all for trying this. Let's see.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I actually go live just at the beginning of my parties. Like, if the party starts at 8:30, I'll go live like a little bit after 8 and just kind of explain how the party works. And then when I do the parties that have the videos, I actually take the video link and I paste it into the comments so that they can watch the video right in Facebook. And so on each of my videos, like I've changed mine in Visly. So like my first video, like I have a picture on there that says start here. So instead of it being the video, like I have the link in it's the same, you know, whatever. And it has the video link, but instead of it like showing the preview, I have a little thing that says start here. And on the chicken demo, it says, you know, it has its little graphic I found on the internet. It says chicken demo and stuff like that. And I have found that seems to help people to be able to kind of stay with the party at least.
And so then you put it in the comment. You put the link in the comment.
Yes, I put all of
or
the
you put the link in the description.
I put it in the description so that I can just take it right out of the description and put it, you know, and then paste it right into the comment. So then it's quick. And I know that I have the right one with the right video. So
right, exactly. Okay, so what she's saying is there's actually a graphic, and this is actually what our team used to do until Facebook changes all the time, if you haven't noticed. And so we're constantly changing things, trying to like stay in anyways. All right, so so she posts a graphic instead of the link to the URL
like
to the bank. She keeps it in the description, but then she also copies and pastes that and puts it in the comments so that so they can click on it and it keeps you in Facebook. Otherwise, it takes you to YouTube.
Right, like in a new browser window. So that's kind of, you know, I know a lot of people get kind of stuck over on YouTube. Then they think they're like going through the party because they're just watching these videos that keep coming up and they're not at the party. So I've lost people that way. So then I have tried it that way, and it seems like people can follow along a little bit more. And plus then they're seeing me live at the beginning, and so they know that I'm a real person. And I think that's always a good thing to just kind of, just so they can get a feel of like for who you are, especially if you're not in any of the videos. So I don't know. That's just what I've been trying so far. Would love to see your template, Brenda. Yeah, I can share that. It's pretty much the exact same as Melissa's. I've just added the little pictures. So, but I can share that if you want.
And I can change for June because I'm working on the June one. If we want to do, so I've been working on, not full time, but all of my extra time. I've been working on a new template for a new program outside of Facebook called SQWEE, SQWEEE. That's a triple E. And it's outside of Facebook. It has a little bit of a higher price point. It's $20 a month. It's only in beta testing right now, but I'm working on all new graphics and all that. And it's really fun. So I think even if you don't use, SQWEE, there's another one called Soapbox Events that I'll be talking about soon too. It's a little bit, they're going to have a pay-as-you-go version and also $10 a month, depending on which one you want. So my plan is to have new graphics and stuff so that you can use them in whatever platform you want. The framework is still the same. The framework, my party has always been just like a home party. It's just digitized. So I go in the same exact order that I go in my home party. Well, it's switched a little bit, but anyways, the point is the framework is the same no matter what platform you use, whether you use Facebook, whether you use Facebook Live, whether you use an off Facebook thing, whether you use pre-recorded videos, it doesn't, or whether it's a home party. It's really the same framework. It's the same products. I mean, unless you do like a themed thing and you change it up a bunch. But the point is that the framework is the same. And to be successful in this business, you have to be flexible. If you're going to, to be successful in an online business, you have to be flexible and go with what the platform is. So like, you know, we've seen some issues with Visly and ScentShare and Post My Party, depending on what scheduler you use. If you choose to use a scheduler, there's now on Facebook, you can schedule things inside a group. And anyways, there's always changing. So they're always moving. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I've been kind of a little bit quieter recently, because I'm working on this full-time thing. So anyways, so SQWEE is off of Facebook, and it's basically like a home party where people come to this website, and you can watch videos, you can do graphics, you can do like a spin the wheel, you can do a shaker ball, and then you can do prizes. It's really fun. And then what's the cool thing is they can click on their favorites. So like you can highlight products along the way, and they can click on it, and it'll show them all their favorites, and it takes them to your website, directly to your website. So there's a lot of things coming up soon. So but we'll have graphics for, like Bren said, I can even change it to where our template is the graphic and the graphic for that post, like the chicken, whatever. So, all right. Yeah, so Squee, Melody's asking, Squee is actually in beta testing. So I went to a Squee party. Yep. So right now only small, it's growing though, because more people are hearing about it, and they're beta testing, whatever. I think it's going to go live probably the end of May, if not the beginning of June. So it's really exciting. I think it's more for people that are partying, have a consistent calendar though. I don't know that it's for people. It's not for casual consultants. So I don't want to like completely abandon Bizly, that it still has a free version if you're only doing 2 parties a month. So I'm trying to like have something that is okay for all ranges, power users and casual consultants. So if y'all have suggestions or whatever, let me know. So and I'm planning to do a team Squee party. I hope I can do it this week, but it might be next week, just because like I said, I'm going on vacation. So I'm going to try to fit it in. We'll see. All right. Any other things that y'all want to talk about any questions about your summer, any problems about your schedule? I always recommend, no matter what time of year it is, just make sure that you use like make sure that you know what nights that you have open. So like in my family, I do Sunday night and Thursday night. Yours might be Tuesday and Friday, whatever it is. Just know in your family, it could be 5 days a week, whatever it is, know which nights you're available, so that when you're talking to your host, or your potential host, you say, and she's booking a party, you give her 2 options, and you say, I do parties on this night and this night, and then and which one works for you? This is what I call the booking question tree. And so she says, okay, Sunday night. And then you give her, okay, great. I have, June 7th and June 14th open. Which one works for you? She's like, June 7th. And then I say, okay, I have 7:30 and 8:30 open. Which one works for you? So I'm not saying, oh, when would you like to have a party? So y'all have heard me say that many, many times, but it's, especially if you're new, learn to give people, just like you would at the doctor's office. They would say, oh, I have these 2 available. Which one works for you? Or they'd say, oh, I have this. And you say, I'll take it. And so that keeps that host, it gets you that booking that night. As soon as they say, I want to book a party, it gets that booking that night, instead of going back and forth for 3 or 4 days on when to book the party. If it's a home party, have your calendar with you, have your phone calendar with you, book it that night, so that, because a lot of times you want to book the party when it's when they're still excited about it, and don't wait a few days to get back to her. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna scroll down here. Any questions? Anything y'all want to discuss? Anything? All right, we are going to start our monthly booking blitz. Who has not ever done a booking blitz with us? Christy. I know. Okay, Catherine. No, that wasn't judging. I'm just surprised because you've been around for quite a while. And I'll be honest, sometimes I don't do the booking blitz, but I'm definitely going to do the booking blitz because I need my summer to be full. So what I like to do is we celebrate how many yeses you get, how many no's you get, and how many contacts you make. I like to, and you can choose how you want to do this, but I like to have 10 parties on my calendar, like 10 dates within the next 10 weeks. If not sooner, within, could be within 4 weeks, whatever it is that you choose. But I like to have 10 parties on my calendar. So let's say that you have 6 on your calendar already, then you only need to book 4 more. I mean, if you're on a roll, might as well just keep going, fill your summer up. But if you want to book, if it's one party a week or 4 parties a month, whatever it is, set your goal and then fill it. A lot of times when people do booking blitzes, like we've done this in the past, it seems so overwhelming to just ask everybody. I say don't do that. I say have a goal for yourself to book 4 parties or to book 6 parties or whatever it is, and then just keep going until you reach that goal. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. I think it works better. Now, if you want to make it open-ended and you just say, I want to book as many parties as I can, go for it. That's totally up to you. But the goal is to reach out to people on your Frankie list. If you never did a Frankie list from the very beginning, go back and make a Frankie list. Just search FRANKI on our Go Green, on the Go Green and on the Spring Clean of Mamas page, and you'll find if you want to know what a Frankie list is. And then just reach out. Another thing that we like to do is the green dot challenge. So if you go on Facebook and you see who has a green dot by their name, that means that they're on their phone or online currently. So if you reach out to them, you have a better chance. I will post verbiage if you are new to this and you don't know what exactly to say. This is going to be a 48-hour challenge. So we're going to start tomorrow. You can start now. I don't care. Whatever. But we're going to end on Thursday. And so that's our booking blitz. And that's why I want to have the date for you for our opportunity event, because when you're reaching out, you can also talk to people about the opportunity event and invite them to that. The other thing you can talk to them about is the flash sale. So this is actually a good time to reach out to your customers and do some customer care follow-up, and then also tell them about the flash sale and the opportunity event. So that's a lot. Okay. Okay, we're almost at 9:30. Any questions?
I do have a quick question. I had talked to Camille about it. For the points for Maui, for the payout, the promotion points, she's thinking around the 10th is kind of when we'll see those. Is it the beginning of the month, or do you not get those to the end of the month?
I don't know. Are you talking about in June?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they're going to show up when they show up.
Plus, Camille thinks it's the first payout, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All
right.
Okay, so it'll kind of be official, like when it officially turns over to June, like when things.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like after we get that. I don't know. That was what I was thinking. That was just a guess, but.
Yeah. All right. Who's still either going to Maui or still working your close? Because we still have, a month and 10 days left? Okay, so I'm going to Maui. Camille's going to Maui. Lindsay? You're almost to Maui. Haley's in Maui. Woo! Yeah, this is exciting. Okay, so I'm telling you guys this, because the new incentive for next year starts July 1st. So when I started, I started March 2015, and they were going to Hawaii, and now it's 3 years later, and they're going to Hawaii. But on my bucket list was Hawaii, and so in 3 months, so March, April, May, I knew I wouldn't reach it. Okay, so I decided wherever they were going the next year, they announce at conference, and if you're not signed up for conference, you've got to go with us to conference. That's a side note. But they always announce the incentive trip at conference. Well, conference is at the end of July, but starting point starts July 1st. So if you would like to go to next year, want to go on the incentive trip, or work towards, I don't know what they're going to do. This year they had different levels, and a lot of y'all have reached incentive levels, like the diffuser and the presentation stand. There's lots of different things. If you don't know where those are, look in the consultant incentives, I think, in your back office, because you still have a chance, because it ends on, July 1st at noon, and then the new one starts July 1st at noon for the next year. So that's why I'm telling you, booking your parties, starting off your summer strong will help you have July and August that are strong too, that set you up for the fall. Because we really want to have a strong summer so that you can have a strong fall. Megan saying incentive tracker under the My Business tab. Yep. All right. Thank you. All right. You guys are awesome. Y'all are such a blessing to me. I just can't even tell y'all what a blessing you are. I'm glad that you've joined us. I'm glad that you joined us tonight and you took out a whole hour of your time to do this. If y'all have questions, I am going to post this so that people can watch the replay. So that if you need to tag your team, what I would like for you to do is if you had any ahas or anything that you were excited to hear or learn about, be sure to, when I post the replay, comment what that was in the replay so that we can know what just give us some feedback on and how this meeting went and what you learned and what you're excited about. So anything else? Okay, you guys have an awesome rest of the May, and we're gonna rock June. I know it. So all right, y'all have a great night. Bye.